Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. Now, it's no secret the disgust and utter contempt that I hold for the vast majority of the games media in general. Double dealings and accepting what is tantamount to outright bribery for positive reviews and acting as nothing more than propaganda machines for the games industry, it is their practices and standards that typify everything that is wrong with the games industry as a whole, and part of why the gaming industry is regarded as somewhat of a joke within business circles. However, a great many of those so-called gaming journalists started out very much the same way I did. As a person with a gift for speaking and a passion for video games, only to be subjected to such scummy practices that have become so ingrained in the industry that most could not help but become corrupted by it. And so, unfortunately, it came to pass with the 2016 Game Awards. Now, just so everyone knows, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that Geoff Keighley started out with the Game Awards with a singular passion for video games. It was this passion that made him decide he wanted to create what would equate to the Oscars or Emmys for video games and gaming, celebrating the industry without all of the over-the-top pandering. And in 2014, the Game Awards seemed to deliver exactly that. While yes, it was admittedly extremely flawed, as you would come to expect from a first attempt, there was still definitely a passion and a drive there that was hard to deny or ignore. And now, 2 years later, we're left with the 2016 Game Awards, a product that has been so commercialized and full of everything that makes the industry as poisonous as it is to be a mere shadow of its former self after a mere 2 years of its existence. Dedicating the vast majority of its time to shilling products and subjecting the audience to a seemingly never-ending stream of advertisements, the 2016 Game Awards dedicated almost no time whatsoever to actual award presentation. I mean, you know you're in trouble when they trot out the Schick Hydro bot on multiple occasions and even show footage of the Schick Hydro bot fighting another Razer in a fighting game style video clip. Yes, you heard me. The Schick Hydrobot. Are you kidding me? In addition to that, there were multiple musical performances to distract the crowd during the show this year, one of which actually had something to do with video games. However, even that was marred by the third musical act, where it became very clear right away that they weren't actually playing their instruments. The drummer was going crazy on the set, as well as the guitarist, but it became very apparent that due to the lack of a drum track and lack of guitar, that the performance was being faked. Now, Mick Gordon playing a song from Doom was purely awesome and a treat to see, but the rest of the musical acts were a complete and utter joke. Also, it has been promised by Geoff Keighley on more than one occasion that there were going to be more in-game footage of video games, which was unfortunately completely broken this year. If anything, there was far less in-game footage than in previous years. In addition to that, Geoff Keighley's pronouncements that the game footage was being rendered in real time showed either a lack of understanding of how footage works at its core fundamental levels, or it shows how little Geoff Keighley actually regards the intelligence of his audience, because showing footage that was rendered in real time basically means nothing, as it can still be recorded and edited in such a way as to not be indicative of the actual game in any way, shape, or form. Plus, the awards themselves were explained exceptionally poorly, if at all. Even as I'm recording this, I still, for the life of me, can't figure out what in the hell the award for Best Game Direction is even supposed to mean. I mean, seriously, I can't. Now, this was a genuine problem that was prevalent throughout the show, which left each award feeling hollow and sometimes downright confusing. The award for Hideo Kojima, which I feel to be well-deserved, actually left me wondering while it was being presented just what in the hell he was being presented an award for, short of Geoff Keighley seizing an opportunity to profess his undying love. And it was this awkward delivery that led to moments like a very enthusiastic announcement for That Dragon Cancer, followed up by an exceptionally heart-wrenching, emotional speech being delivered by the developer, who was the father of the child that was the focus of the game. Now, as a father myself, that game hit me exceptionally hard right in the feels and left me to the point where I could barely hold back my emotions as I attempted to review the game. In retrospect, I should have waited a day or two before recording the video, but I'll simply chalk that up to a rookie mistake moving on. Regardless, seeing people enthusiastically, smilingly announcing that dragon cancer, followed up by the magnificently delivered speech that we got, offered a very real cognitive dissonance and disconnection between the awards presentation and what was actually going on. The other moving moment was, of course, with Boogie2988 winning the Training Gamer Award and his impassioned speech about gaming in general. Now, I happen to be a fan of Boogie2988's, and I am very pleased that he beat out the others for the Training Gamer Award. His genuine presentation of himself and his kindness and his raw passion about video games and gaming and gamers in general, everything to do with the community, is always feels like a cool, refreshing breeze, and I could not ever feel that an award was deserved more than in this case. And I feel that if there were to be more focus on the awards within the Game Awards show, then we could have more of those kinds of moments, and it could turn into a show that celebrates gaming like Geoff Keighley had originally intended. However, now what we have is a propaganda machine shilling the latest products and pre-orders. Now, the impropriety being shown in the Game Awards now really is a sight to be seen in order to truly be believed. Members of the advisory board winning awards themselves and having those awards being presented by their colleagues, lack of gameplay footage in the vast majority of the new games being presented, making a mockery and a lie of the promises made to the contrary, showing nothing but pre-rendered and pre-generated assets, video clips, or in-engine pre-rendered clips that show nothing of the game themselves. And yet again, turning what had the potential to be a great program into yet another pandering joke of a show, which, to my mind, is the real travesty here. Now, I hope that Geoff Keighley gets his award show together and figures this shit out. It showed genuine promise back in 2014, and I would seriously hate to see it keep going in the direction that it's been going. Because if it does keep going this way, then it will be completely and utterly pointless and irrelevant inside of a year, maybe two. So here's hoping you turn it around, Geoff, because this year was not a good year. It was a travesty, and I would actually direct people to avoid watching the Game Awards in the future because of what we were presented with this year. But let me know what any of you thought about the Game Awards down in the comments down below. I am actually genuinely interested to find out, and if any of you have been following my channel for a while, you do know I actually do read the comments, good and bad. And while you're at it, please don't forget to hit that like and share, and if you're new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button as well. Thanks again for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully this video was not as disappointing as the 2016 Game Awards, but in this instance, the bar was admittedly set exceptionally low. Once again, I am SidAlpha, and I'll see you next time.